There's a pain so profound, so crushing, that words fall short in describing it. It's not the kind of pain that can be cured with time or a few comforting words. It's the kind of pain that rips through your soul, makes you question everything you thought you knew about people, and leaves you in pieces on the floor. That pain is the pain of broken trust. When trust is broken, it's not just a simple misstep. It's not just an error in judgment. No, when trust is shattered, it's like the earth beneath your feet, crumbling, leaving you standing in the rubble of what once was. It is a betrayal, and it cuts deeper than any wound. And yet here's the painful truth. When trust breaks, so does the heart. But here's where things get interesting. The same heart that breaks under the weight of betrayal is the same heart that finds a way to heal, grow stronger, and move on. Trust is like glass. It's fragile. It takes time to form, a lifetime to nurture, and just one single act of betrayal to break. We don't realize how much we depend on trust until it's gone. Trust is the foundation on which relationships are built. The friendships we cherish, the love we share, the bonds that keep us going through the toughest times. But when trust is violated, the world feels like it's coming undone. We all know the feeling. When someone you've trusted, someone you've confided in, someone you've opened your heart to, turns on you. At that moment, it feels like the ground beneath you is no longer stable, and everything you believed in begins to crumble. It could be a friend who spread lies about you, a partner who betrayed your love, or a family member who turned their back when you needed them most. But whatever the situation, the result is the same. The trust is broken, and the heart is wounded. So, what happens when trust breaks? The immediate response is to feel helpless, heartbroken, and lost. The future seems uncertain, and you might feel like you're walking through a fog, unsure of which way to go. But here's a truth that many people overlook. Broken trust can be the catalyst for incredible personal transformation. When trust is broken, it opens up a new chapter in your life. It's like an awakening. You realize that what you thought was solid ground beneath you was actually a thin layer of fragile hope. You realize that sometimes people aren't who you thought they were. And as painful as that realization is, it's also a necessary one. Because once you see the truth, you're no longer bound by the illusions that kept you tethered to those who betrayed you. You're free. You're free to heal, to grow, and to rebuild your life on your own terms. But how do we go from being broken to becoming empowered? How do we transform the pain of betrayal into something that will fuel our growth? When trust is broken, the first step to healing is self-reflection. You have to ask yourself, how did I let this happen? What were the signs I ignored? Why did I trust someone who didn't deserve it? This isn't about blaming yourself. It's about gaining clarity and understanding. It's about learning from the past so that you don't repeat the same mistakes. Yes, it's painful to reflect on the past, but it's also the most empowering thing you can do. Self-reflection helps you understand your own vulnerabilities, your strengths, and your boundaries. It helps you rebuild trust in yourself, something that is more valuable than any external validation. When you begin to trust yourself again, You begin to see that you are more than capable of withstanding betrayal. You are resilient. You are stronger than you realize. And with every step, you move closer to reclaiming the power that was once stolen from you. Now let's talk about the heartache. It's real, and it's intense. It's the pain that comes when someone you trusted deeply hurts you in ways you never thought possible. It's the kind of pain that feels like 1,000 knives in your chest. But you know what? That pain is temporary. It's a wound, not a death sentence. The heartbreak is intense, yes, but it doesn't define you. It may feel like your heart has been ripped out of your chest, but the heart is an amazing thing. It heals. It rebuilds itself, stronger and more capable than ever before. The heart may be shattered for a time, but just like a broken bone, it eventually fuses together, more resilient than it was before. The betrayal might have come from someone close to you, someone you never imagined would hurt you. But just remember, their actions speak more about their weaknesses than your worth. What they did to you reflects their inability to respect you, to honor the trust you gave them. You may never understand why they did what they did, but one thing is certain: your value was never tied to their ability to love or honor you. Your worth is inherent. And once you realize that, the pain starts to lose its grip on you. After trust is broken, silence becomes your most powerful tool. It's not about ignoring the situation or pretending it doesn't matter. It's about refusing to engage with the toxicity. When someone betrays you, they expect a reaction, a fight, an explanation, an apology. But when you remain silent, they're left with nothing but their own actions to confront. Silence doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're strong enough to walk away from the chaos, from the manipulation, from the lies. It means you're strong enough to take back your power and reclaim control over your life. And here's the most important part. When you silence the noise, you create space for healing. You create space for growth. The silence becomes a sanctuary where you can regain your clarity, your focus, and your inner peace. There's a freedom that comes from walking away from someone who betrayed you. At first, it feels like loss. You may feel like you've left behind something precious, but as time goes on, you'll realize that what you walked away from wasn't love. It was dysfunction. What you left behind wasn't a healthy relationship. It was a prison. Walking away isn't easy, but it's necessary. And here's the thing. Walking away isn't about admitting defeat. It's about choosing yourself over the toxicity. It's about valuing your own peace, your own happiness, and your own sense of self-worth over anything else. When trust is broken, there's no need to beg for validation from those who failed to respect you. You are worth so much more than that. Walking away is a sign of strength, not weakness. It's a declaration that you value yourself enough to stop allowing others to tear you down. Many people believe that forgiveness is about letting someone off the hook for their actions. But real forgiveness isn't about the other person. It's about you. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning their behavior. It means releasing the hold that the betrayal has on you. It means setting yourself free from the anger, resentment, and pain that have been weighing you down. Forgiveness is for you, not for them. It's about finding peace in your own heart. And when you forgive, you're no longer held hostage by the past. You free yourself from the pain and create space for healing. When trust breaks, the aftermath is a confusing, unsettling space. You may feel like your world has been flipped upside down, and you may wonder if you'll ever trust again. The betrayal, the hurt, the shattered illusion of the person you thought you knew. It all leaves behind scars. These scars might not be visible to others, but they are there, deeply embedded within your soul. They tell a story of pain and vulnerability, a story of betrayal that nobody truly understands unless they've walked through it themselves. The truth is, rebuilding trust is one of the most challenging things you will ever do. But here's what you need to understand. Trust, once broken, doesn't disappear forever. It just has to be rebuilt, layer by layer, piece by piece. It starts with trusting yourself again, trusting your own judgment, trusting your instincts, and most importantly, trusting that you have the power to rise above the hurt and learn from the experience. It's easy to become jaded after being betrayed. It's easy to close your heart off completely, to build walls so high that no one can ever get close enough to hurt you again. But in doing so, you shut out the possibility of healing, of love, of connection. You have to let go of the bitterness, the anger, the resentment. These emotions hold you back, keeping you stuck in the past, shackled to a moment that no longer defines you. Yes, trusting again feels terrifying. It feels like you're walking through life with your heart exposed, vulnerable, raw. But it's only by taking that risk that you'll allow yourself to experience the beautiful things that come with healthy relationships, whether they're romantic, familial, or friendships. You don't have to rush it. Take the time you need to heal, but don't let the fear of betrayal hold you prisoner. Trust can and will be rebuilt, but only when you open yourself up to the possibility. When trust breaks, so does the heart. But what you must remember is that the broken heart is not the end. It is the beginning of something new. It is the beginning of rediscovery, of strength, of resilience. You are more than the pain. You are more than the betrayal. You are stronger than you realize. And while trust may be shattered, your heart will rebuild itself, stronger and more powerful than before. So, to anyone who has experienced broken trust, know this: you are not broken. You are a survivor. You are a warrior. And with each passing day, you will rise again, stronger, wiser, and ready to face the world with a heart that is unshakable. When trust breaks, it may feel like the end, but in reality, it's just the beginning of your journey to becoming the person you were always meant to be.